Greetings, people of the internet. I'm Scott with Serkworks Art Labs. Welcome to the underground laboratory where we create robots, aliens, zombies, and other imminent threats to humanity. But today, we're going to be working on comics because it is 100 Days of Making Comics, round 2, day 5. Day 5, yes. Jot it down on a sheet here. Day 5. Number 5 is alive. Remember that? Remember that? Do you remember this guy? You remember this guy? Johnny 5? Johnny 5? If you grew up in the 80s, you probably remember, or if you're just a fan, maybe you're younger and you're a fan of 80s movies. This one's kind of due for a comeback, I think. But this inspired so many different robots. I mean, you kind of get a little Wall-E in here, but this guy was the first, man. The little treads and stuff, he was the first. So why am I bringing him up? I just wanted to show you, I used to do some fan art on my channel. I don't do as much anymore, but there is other stuff on my channel. If you just follow me for the comics, feel free to go back in and check out. There's tons of other stuff in there. I'll leave some links to some other stuff you can check out. But yeah, I had a Fan Art Friday series, but I'm going to be coming out with a new series. And that series is going to be called, what is it going to be called? Evil Genius Hall of Fame, I think, or Mad Genius Hall of Fame. And it's going to kind of be the, I was going to say precursor, but it's after, so it's not precursor, so the postcursor? I don't know. What's the word for that? I don't know. But anyway, so what it is, it's going to be where we pay tribute to evil geniuses and mad scientists and things like that. People who have kind of inspired us here in the underground lair to carry on with the work that we do here. So I'm looking forward to that, and hopefully you are too. But there's a lot of other great content on the channel, but we're not going to talk about that anymore. I just want to get that out there, but we're going to talk about comics like we always do. So what is 100 Days of Making Comics? It's where I spend 30 minutes a day, every day, working on my own personal comic book project, Young and the Dead. This is the book. This is issue number 1, but there are 3 issues available online at my website at serkworks.com. Yeah, you can pick those up if you're interested, but we're working on issue 4 right now. That's what this is all about. So we're going to put in at least 30 minutes a day, every day. That's what we're trying to do here on 100 Days of Making Comics. So at the end of 100 days, hopefully we're further along in the process of creating that book and further along into maybe getting that into your hands. So anyway, I'm wasting time here when I should be working on comics. So let's go to the paralleloscope and let's see what's going on day 5, 100 Days of Making Comics. So if you heard on the intro, I'm working on a new show called I think it's going to be called Mad Genius Hall of Fame. And basically what it is, it's my way of doing fan art, but still tied into the mad scientist theme. So I'm going to pay tribute to some inspiring evil geniuses or mad genius. They're not always evil, but like for instance, I don't know how you would categorize Willy Wonka. So here's a little preview of a sketch I'm doing of Willy Wonka here. So he's you know, have you seen the movie? There's a little, it's some gray area there as far as what's actually happening with these kids, and they keep disappearing and stuff like that. So I don't know. I think Willy Wonka could definitely be categorized as a mad genius, along with characters like, well, this one I wasn't too happy with, but I crumpled it up, but I'll show you anyway. It's Wile E. Coyote. Still working on that, but those are the kind of characters that I am planning on doing. And if you guys have ideas, if you have like a favorite mad scientist, you know, could be Dr. Emmett Brown, somebody like that, definitely let me know in the comment section. Once this thing gets rolling, I'll be asking for more of your favorites and everything, and I want to, you know, give a little history of the characters and all that stuff, but I talked about that in the intro. But what we need to do today, what I need to do today as far as working on my comic, a really important thing that's, I don't know, it's gonna probably take a lot of time, but it's really necessary in order to save time in the long run, and that is to start learning Manga Studio or Clip Studio Pro, whatever you want to call it. But anyway, yeah, I gotta start working on that. One of the things that I'm really trying to do with this round of 100 Days of Making Comics is try to do more of the comic book digitally. So that means learning Manga Studio, which I've had the software for a little bit, since I think, was it 3 or 4 version? I don't know. So I've got version 5EX, and they've had that one for a while, so I don't know if they're planning on releasing a new version, but I've never really dived deep into it. It's always, I'm at this point where the learning curve, the time that it takes to learn the program versus the time it'll save, I'm always balancing that. And I always say the next issue I'm going to do digitally. Now, I haven't yet decided whether I'm going to do the whole book digitally. It kind of depends, you know, once I start diving into this. But right now, I think I'm leaning towards maybe doing the penciling and all the layouts and everything. It's got some great perspective rulers and things like that, tools, all these tools that just will hopefully make the process a lot faster. And that's really what I'm looking at, because I want to streamline this process so I can get more issues out quicker. But again, there's that learning curve. Luckily, I have a subscription to lynda.com, so I'm taking an online class by Doug Hills, who if you know Manga Studio, you probably know him. He has a lot of instructions, either I forgot the company that puts it out, but anyway, puts the software out. But he works with them. He's got videos online, and he wrote this book, Manga Studio for Dummies, which I also have. But this is to an older version, but some of it still might come in handy. But anyway, I've got this online course, so I've been taking the different, you know, sections of that and trying to learn sort of the interface. I'm still at the beginning, so it's going to be a process. So I'm figuring I'll try to learn this while I'm doing the other things like writing and thumbnailing and all that kind of stuff. So hopefully by the time I get to drawing, I'll be able to do a lot of this in Illustrator, in Manga Studio. And I have kind of, one thing I did while I was just kind of at work and working away, I played this course through. Now, I wasn't really paying as close attention, and it wasn't really on my screen, but I did kind of hear the course just to kind of prepare me for it, so I kind of know what some of the stuff that it can do, but I wasn't working along with it. That's what I'm trying to do now. And I did kind of glance over when they were talking about some of the word balloons, and it looked a little limited compared to Illustrator, and that's why I brought up Illustrator earlier. That's usually what I use to do all my word balloons, and I think so it might be an amalgam of a few different programs, but that's kind of what I'm trying to learn right now, so hopefully it'll come in handy. One of the key things that I want to do is I want it to look like the rest of the books, so that's probably why I'm thinking. And I know there's people that can do digital inking and make it look exactly like, you know, like traditional ink. And I might be able to do that too. And we'll just see. It'll be a process. I might start introducing more and more, whether it's maybe this issue number 4, maybe I pencil everything digitally, and I think maybe print it out on Bristol. If you've ever seen Kevin Cross's process, it's sort of similar to what he does. I'm going to probably eliminate some of the steps because he takes a lot of time and does a lot of, you know, passes and things like that. I'm going to try to streamline that a little bit. But anyway, so I would digitally pencil everything in Manga Studio, do all the panel layouts and everything, print it out, and then maybe do my inking by hand, then scan it back in and do the lettering. Now that of course is another step, so that's part of the problem. But anyway, so that's what I'm doing now, and hopefully we'll see. And as we go on with these 100 days, we'll see how well it is, how easy it is to learn. And I know if I just stick to it, I'm really gonna like it, because so far what I have, you know, the things that I have played around with the software, has really been cool, and I mean, I've seen people that just do amazing stuff with this software. So anyway, so Manga Studio or Clip Studio is actually what version mine has, and I think the only difference is, from what I understand from what the course is telling me, is that Clip Studio is the downloadable version and Manga Studio is the one you physically buy. So my older versions were Manga Studio because I actually bought them. This one I just did the digital, so I don't really understand why that is, but that's what it is. So either way, it's the same software. So I got to get back to learning this. So all right, so that'll about put a pin in another day of 100 Days of Making Comics. So what do we do after we finish? Every day we take the day from the sheet, we crumble it up, we throw it in the garbage, and that means we're going to be back with another day tomorrow, which will be day 6. So we're close to closing in on that week, but we got a couple more days to go. But anyway, I'll see you tomorrow for day 6. That is all. Hey everyone, you've seen the process. Now you can check out the story. Issues 1 through 3 of Young and the Dead are available at my website at serkworks.com. Also, follow me on social media at the links listed below. Subscribe and check out some of the other videos in this series. There's much more to come.